Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. We're going to be going down a new character route today. It's going to be Minami from the Otherworld common route story. And we've already done the common route in detail at the beginning of Seiya's route. So we're going to go back to the prologue and we're going to skip everything that has already been read and only read what is Minami related. And this episode is also going to include chapter 1 of Minami. Sorry that my postings have been really spread out this week. I've just been, for lack of better excuses, just lazy. Ending 2 routes kind of left me with a good stopping point, so I didn't feel like pressure to just get the next video out, so I kind of just played a few other things instead, and now I'm back, and now we're going to do Minami, and we're going to, and then in Keep It Parasite, we're going to be doing a new character as well. But let's get Minami started today. I don't know if I'll have enough time to edit this tonight, which is going to suck because, you know, my uploads have been sporadic already, but if I don't have enough time to upload it, I'll just record another one so I have because then I'll have 2 and then I'll be able to upload them quicker, hopefully. Escape reality with something delicious. Most of these are going to be the same up until like chapter 4. Oh yeah, I'm going to have timestamps down below, so if you don't want to watch the common route, you can just skip to Minami's first chapter. Also, there's going to be some interactions and perspective changes with Minami that was not in the first playthrough because those are at the end of chapter 4s and 5. But until then, I'm going to be skipping. I'm not going to go pray. I learned that last time. Alright, stop being so pessimistic. Stop crying, you faker. I hope I can enjoy Minami's route. I really enjoyed Seiya's route a lot, and so going through Minami and seeing Seiya like in the background and not being able to hear his romantic lines, it's going to make me sad. But I hope Minami's good. Anyway, I'm going to be reading all of Minami's affection up choices just so we can remind ourselves what was said and watch their relationship grow in the common route so it doesn't feel like all of a sudden, oh, we're in love with Minami in his first chapter. I pulled out a handkerchief and gently wiped away his tears. Come on, crying won't do you any good. If we get too negative, we'll only fall into despair. Get a hold of yourself, okay? Young man. Yes, it's scary, but we've got to do our best to stay positive, okay?
So, かも。
Absolutely, I'm right. I mean, it's not like we're dead. Despite my words, I wondered, could we actually be dead? And I'm just going to read it until we get the perspective change. What if there had been some terrible accident? What if I had died and this was the next life? The thought was chilling, so I pushed it aside and focused back on him.
ありがとう。やっぱりあなたは素敵な人だ。
Oh, you really thought that about me? His tears had stopped and his eyes sparkled.
電車の時から冷静でかっこいいなって。
You think so? Truth be told, I'm nervous too, but seeing him perk up is a relief.
もう大丈夫。二人で帰る方法を探そう。
Sure. Now that I think about it, I just realized I haven't introduced myself yet. Actually, I am going to skip to the perspective. There we go. I don't feel like reading it. It's all good. We walked hand in hand. I could feel my heart race with every step. Why are you smiling like that? I thought I hid it well, but I guess my grin gave it away.
ごめん。こうやって笑っていれば怖い気持ちが薄れる気がして気持ち悪いよね。
After seeing everything he put Misa through. Oh my goodness. I know exactly why you're smiling and not as innocent as you make it out to be. Not at all. Hey, maybe I'll try smiling too. Leading the way, she seemed so courageous. Earlier when she said it's not like we're dead, that really cheered me up. She tried to hide it, but I could tell she was still struggling inside.
君ってすごいね。
She turned her gaze to face me, which caused my heart to stir. What do you mean?
君のおかげで僕は救われるなって。
Oh, you're just saying that.
大げさなんかじゃないよ。本当のことなんだから。
Well, I guess it makes me happy to hear you think that I've done so much.
ミサちゃん、二人離れずにいようね。離れたら不安だから。
Yes, definitely. I'd feel so anxious if I was all alone here.
それならよかった。
That's right. Don't make me feel anxious, Misa. It's so sinister.
あ、よかった。人がいるよ。
Let's skip. I don't believe it, is Minami. Well, it's also Seiya, but it's going down Minami's route. I understand you're telling me this because you're worried about me. But I need to see Minami asking for himself. I won't believe it otherwise. Seiya said he's a demon, and she's like, I don't believe it. Now we've confronted Minami about it, and we want to believe that he's telling the truth. Believe you, Minami.
本当？嬉しい。ありがとう。
Should be thanking you. With you by my side, I feel like I can keep going.
そんな、お礼を言うのは僕の方だって。
No, it's me who should thank you.
僕がってなんだかおかしいね僕ら。
Then Seiya comes in and they get into a little fight and Minami runs away. Alright, now we're talking to Seiya. And she's asking, can I really depend on him? And I think she's talking about depending on Seiya. I want his help, but I'm gonna be suspicious of you. I want your help, but I'm uneasy staying with you without knowing you better. I'd like to get to know you better. Seiya gasps.
私に好意的だとは思っていましたが、まさか興味を抱かれるとは。
Huh? Stared at Seiya, who seemed to be blushing. You know, I'm tempted to keep going just so I can hear his lines again, but we're going to skip. Alright. He said because the god of death was near is why Minami couldn't touch us in the mortal realm. Oh, I remember.
お前には死神のようなうざったいものがついていたから、ずっと手を出せずにいたんだが。
Alright, first we're gonna go to Minami instead of Seiya. So he's gonna take us into a bar, he's gonna question us, we're gonna question him, and then he's gonna threaten us, essentially. I believe he has us frozen with his strange powers, but we're gonna say please. Please tell us. Asking him for a favor was the last thing I wanted to do, but I didn't see any other option. Please just tell me. Sorry, I'm waiting for this motorcycle to leave. I bowed low, hearing Minami's cackle above me.
みっともない。そのみっともない姿たまらないな。ねえ、腹の底では俺にムカついてるんでしょ？
I looked up to find Minami laughing, clearly amused by my predicament. I clenched my teeth and persisted. I need to know, so please.
どうしよっかな。もっと俺を喜ばせてくれるなら教えてあげてもいいよ。
I think she's asking for a way out of hell. I don't remember. Minami certainly had odd taste in entertainment. So I struggle to think of something to do. What should I do now? Scanned the room until I saw a bread knife on the table. Fine, let's do this. I quickly grabbed the knife and pointed it at my own neck. You wouldn't be very happy if I died, right? I'm going to go ahead and skip to the perspective change where he lets her go. I forgot there was a choice in between here. We're going to talk about his dislikes. And he said he dislikes everything, so... You seem like someone who dislikes many things, so what else do you hate?
そんなのいっぱいありすぎて言い切れないって。あ、でも最近すっごく嫌いなのはせいやかな。
I guess I should have assumed that. How about stuff you're not good at?
お前ってわかりやすくていいね。それを知ったからといって俺をどうにかできると思ってるわけ？
Now we're going to skip. After seeing her off, I wandered around, just killing time by walking in the streets. Oh man, if only I could get her away from Seiya, then Misa would be all mine. The way she acted back there was just way too entertaining. I couldn't stop thinking about her. In the Mono realm, Misa hated conflict, but it didn't matter if I died. It was so unexpected, so comical, so absurd. We'd only just parted ways, and yet I already longed to be with Misa again. I wonder when I'll see her next. Ah, what am I thinking? I gotta focus on getting that soul pack, not hanging out with her.
でもまだ少し本気モードになるのはいいかな。いなくなっちゃったらつまんないもん。
You know, so... After going through Seiya's route, I'm thinking that there's something else inside of Minami that is dictating him in a way. Because Seiya said that he's struggling with something inside of him. Seiya knows something more about Minami than we know. And at the very end, actually not at the very end, in one of Seiya's endings, it seemed like Minami was talking to himself. And there was a part of him that's like, get the soul pact at all cost. And the other part of him was like hesitating. So I think in that perspective, we saw the Minami who just wants to hang out with her and not the Minami who needs that soul pact. That's my 2 cents anyway. In these perspective changes and in the CGs, like, he looks like he truly cares about her. I'm gonna talk to Seiya now. And we're gonna ask him something. Your type. This is like my favorite conversation with him. When we first met, you said that I wasn't your type, so what is your type, Seiya? Seiya flashed red with embarrassment. Huh? No, wait a minute. You did say I wasn't your type, right?
いいえ、そのことではなく、わざわざ私を探してまで恋愛の質問をするなんてと思いまして。それほどまでに私が気になって仕方なかったのですね。
I don't know if it was love type or if it was love disposition that had him fantasizing about, like having her home and stuff. What? No, that's not what I meant at all. I think it's later in the chapter.
まあ、あなたに好かれるというのも悪い気分はしません。
We're gonna go ahead and skip again. Okay, we're in chapter 3. I'm curious about Minami's words. Yui has already passed away in her previous life, right? So Minami was like, what can Yui possibly tell you? She was spirited away, but now she's dead. Like, she obviously didn't get back home. And so she's asking Seiya, Yui had already passed away in her previous life, right? You really think she'll be able to help us find a way home? Seiya eyed me with a bit of skepticism.
南の入れ知恵ですか。あれもくだらないことをする。
Yes, we're being influenced by a demon. I'm gonna skip to the next one though. And I'm gonna say thank you. Thank you for saving us from this creepy girl. Thank you for saving me. I think that felt awkward. Minami was someone I feared, and in the past he caused me nothing but trouble and harm. Never in a million years did I think he would actually try to help me. I wasn't used to this feeling.
人間から感謝されたの初めてかも。気色悪い。
If you're going to be like that, then I regret saying it. And here's the CG.
でもミサからなら悪くないかもね。
This is the CG I was referring to, where he seems like he actually cares about her. Glad to hear it.
本当に悪くないな。あのね、神がついてるせいで、お前の様子を見てるだけしかできなかったとき、いろんな表情のお前を見てたんだよ。笑ったり、怒ったり、落ち込んだり、見てたら面白くなっちゃってさ。でも、どれも俺に向けられるものじゃなかった。
His tone was somewhat sad, and I stared intently back at him. What emotions did Minami feel watching me?
だからさ、こうやって触れたり話したりするのも悪くない。もっと俺にいろんなお前を見せて。ね、ミサちゃん。
His words and expressions seemed different. My feelings about him were changing, but I wasn't ready to show him that just yet. You're right, this is disgusting.
は
I mean, it's weird. Why aren't we fighting with each other?
じゃあ険悪にする？
No, I lied. Civility is better. The minute I finished saying it, I immediately regretted saying the word disgusting. But being civil, that might be nice.
仲良く。ねえ。お前は俺と仲良くしたいんだ。いいこと聞いた。
Be my friend. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that either. Anyway, can you put me down? I promise I won't run anymore. We're gonna skip to the perspective. Seiya came again, and we stopped him before he threw his chain at Minami, which hurt Seiya. It made me sad to hear Seiya hurt, but that she protected him at that point. After parting ways with Misa, I had nowhere else to go and just ended up hanging around the place in a daze.
守ってやるか。俺が一番キモいんだけど。
I muttered the words to myself, but didn't feel bad about them in the least. I've seen various expressions of hers in the mortal realm, but when she'd look at me like that, it was strangely comforting.
面白いやつ。
Until Misa disappeared, I wanted to have as much fun with her as possible, but I also felt like I needed to hurry. I was getting attached in other ways. Alright, next skip. I'm gonna say that's reassuring. I'm not sure what the context is, but I think Seiya is going with her somewhere. We're going to go to question mark. I think this is where she meets Kuraha and Koyo for the first time. When I entered the classroom, it had an empty, sort of melancholy feel to it. I was sad that it looked different. Where's my desk? Yeah, she's looking for the paper, so I want to go ahead and skip to where we go find Minami. Alright, so we're gonna go to Minami, faculty room. I don't think we did this in the last playthrough. I walked by the faculty room and spotted Minami lying on a desk looking bored. It seemed rather fitting that he would choose to lay on the vice principal's desk. Minami, you know this place will return to the mortal realm. Don't mess things up too much. I saw documents scattered on the floor and realized he'd made a mess to have a place to lay down.
そんなの俺に関係ないもん。
Don't care. I sighed and started picking up the scattered papers on the ground.
ねえ、用事終わった？終わったならさっさと帰るぞ。
I have to wait for the right time. I think it's soon, though.
ふーん。なら暇つぶしに付き合ってよ。お前のせいでここに来てるんだからそれくらいいいでしょ。
I'm pretty sure you came of your own free will. Fine, I want to chat for a bit then.
うん。じゃあそれで。話す内容はお前が考えてね。つまんなかったらお仕置きするから。
It better not be boring. He's so self-centered. What should we talk about? We're gonna do these in order. We're not gonna do them all yet. So we're gonna talk about his likes first. What do you like, Minami?
甘いもの一択。
I was not expecting that. I thought he was gonna say, I like Misa. What?
何その意外だっていう反応は。俺が甘いもの好きじゃいけないわけ？
Oh, that's not it. I was more surprised that it's the same for me.
ああ、そういえばお前いっつも同じパフェ食べてるよね。俺もあれ食べてみたいんだよね。でもお金ないし。そうだ、今度おごってよ。
Treat me to a parfait. What? Why should I? Oh, but if I treat you, will you give up on my soul?
お前面白いな。悪魔の俺に交渉を持ちかけるなんてさ。
I know, right? He can't make deals with the demon. They're the ones that make deals. Sure, why not? What do you say?
いいよ。パフェ1万個で手を打ってあげる。
10,000 parfaits. What? Yeah, let's put that idea on ice for now.
あ、そう？残念だな。
Grr, you know it's impossible. Yep, unreasonable. Going to see if there's a perspective change. Probably not, but we'll see. No perspective. So, he may be right. Okay, we're gonna say he may be right. He may be right. Deep down, I knew Minami was manipulating me, but part of me still thought his idea had merit. Minami has a point. If I entertained this idea, the unsettling feeling I had before began to fade. It wasn't completely gone, but I felt much better.
前向きに考えてくれているみたいで嬉しいよ。
I don't remember what she's considering, though.
これからも俺の言葉に委ねて。さあ、そろそろ深く眠れ。お前の命が尽きないように。
His words dragged me towards darkness. I felt Minami's presence fade. Then I drifted into a deep sleep. Chapter 4. As much as I want to read this, we're going to jump to the next one. Alright, so we're gonna say the reason the paper got ripped up is because I gave up writing. I'm gonna say I do trust you, because we're not going down your route anymore, so no more affection up for you. I stepped back, not wanting to lead him on. I trust you, Seiya, but that's all it is. I made my feelings clear in both words and body language. Seiya responded with a wry smile.
それなら結構です。信頼こそが私たちには必要なものですから。
Oh, this is where we reject Seiya. Sorry, Seiya. Despite his words, his tone seemed sad, making me feel a bit guilty.
それではお気をつけて。
I feel so bad. He turned and quickly left the room. Oh my goodness, he just left. His departure left me feeling lonely and yet somewhat embarrassed. I realized I had grown accustomed to... No, I'd grown to expect that he'd treat me with affection. I should go. Oh man, that was awkward. Eager to dismiss these thoughts, I hurried outside. It was like the most heartbreaking rejection I have ever seen. Okay, and we've seen everything from here. And then he made a point valid. Being taken to hell without my consent, I had every right to be angry. But we're gonna say, yeah, we're a little upset. Well, yeah, it's frustrating. I was taken away to this strange place and my life was in danger. Of course I was angry.
だよね、だよね。怒って当然でしょ？
Can't believe it. Minami and I actually agree on something.
あいつ性格悪いって絶対。お前をこんなところに連れてきて苦しめてさ。
Bad personality? Seriously, Minami, you're one to talk. I blurted out the words and his eyes widened.
確かに。
I'm sorry, that laugh was adorable. Why are you laughing?
悪魔が性格悪いのは本当だし、お前も言うようになったね。
I really don't understand Minami. He wants to hurt me, yet sometimes I feel like he's trying to help me. This whole thing feels weird. I thought you'd be thanking that God for putting me in that situation.
は？逆だよ逆。あいつがいなかったらお前に接触できたんだから。
Okay, we've seen all of this, so let me just skip.
Hey, お待ちだ。いつもの特大パフェね。
We're at the bargain.
うん。
あんた、いっつもこれ頼むとき浮かない顔してるね。
うるさい。黙れ。
はいはい、悪かったね。
I didn't want anybody to know what I felt like when I ate my parfaits. Ugh, I'm so annoyed. I scooped up a big dollop of cream and placed it into my mouth. This is pure happiness. Sweets were perfect when I was irritated.
そういえば、前に来たあの人間の子、もう来ないの？
邪魔すんな、どっか行け。
ああ、はいはい、悪かったね。可愛い子だったから、また会えたらいいなと思っただけなのに。
Snap. I knew it. I'm like, Minami's not gonna take that line down. Just like that, I lost my temper. I had the manager bite his shirt before I knew it.
おい、あいつに手出してみろ。その口聞けないように引き裂くぞ。
ほう、やってみたらいい。こんな荒くれどもが徘徊する街だ。俺だってそう簡単にはやられねえ。
You know, thinking of this reminds me of something from Love in Deep Space. It's an event. You're interrogating Silas, and Silas, she asks him, when you look at this, you're supposed to see the person you like most. Who do you see? He's like, I'm curious about what you see. If it's me, I'll be happy. If it's someone else, well, I'll just replace them. Minami right here. Anyway.
そっか。でも、お前に殺されたら俺ツケ払えなくなるけど、それでもいいの？
そりゃ困る。殺せねえな。
I let go of him and patted his shirt to knead out the wrinkles my fist had made.
悪かったね、本当に。でもあいつが今度この店に来た時話しかけたりしたら殺すから。
If you talk to her again, you're dead.
はいはい。あの子を見たら目をつぶすってか。
あ、それいいかも。
勘弁しろよな。
You belong to me and only me. That's why I was so frustrated. I gotta get my head straight and focus on stealing her soul. Is Minami yandere too? Are both yanderes in this route? I feel like Minami's on the obsessive side of it, like the extreme side. So I'm not sure if that's something different or if it's still the same. Okay, we've already seen all this, so we'll skip. We are not going back to Seiya's place this time. We are going to... There we go. Yeah, that'll work. We're going to Minami. The road. Main Street. Back at the bar. I decided to talk more with Minami, so I headed to the pub where I thought he'd be. Oh. No manager. Minami?
え、なんでここに来るわけ？
Geez, when you say it like that, I guess I'll just head home. Bye. As I tried to open the door, Minami's hand slammed it shut.
俺に会いたくて来たんでしょ。付き合ってやるよ。
Always with the condescending attitude. But if he's agreeing, I guess that means he's willing to talk with me. What should we talk about? Fear. You look like nothing can scare you. I bet you laugh everything off.
当たり前じゃない。俺に怖いものなんてないよ。俺が怖いものなんだから。
I guess you have a point there.
お前、俺が怖いの？
Of course I am. You're after my soul. Who wouldn't be afraid?
すっごく嬉しい。これからも怖い存在であり続けるね。
I think he's blushing. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
そんじゃ、早速怖いことしてあげる。
Huh?
そうだな。怖い話なんてどう？
Oh, scary stories, huh? Thought he was going to do something to me.
なんだと思ったわけ？
We're not scared. We have Sayaka. Nothing. Nothing at all. Go on. Why don't you tell me a scary story?
そんな風に言われたら冷めてくるな。まあ、いっか。
I know it's boring now. Minami shifted in his seat and got ready. He coughed and began his scary story. Cough. Oh, he's actually telling it? Oh my goodness, this is a long one. This is usually when it fades off like that, it's done. This is a story about a cafe in hell. A man ordered a parfait. He always ordered the same one, a strawberry parfait. As usual, the parfait was brought before the man. However, today the parfait had been lacking his favorite strawberry sauce. The man called out, "Hey, you forgot the sauce." The master replied, "Oh yeah, I'm all out today, so this is what you'll get." He then threw the knife towards the man and slashed his throat. Oh my goodness. Blood splattered everywhere, and when I heard the throwing sound, I thought he was chucking his parfait at him, but no, oh my goodness. Ah, no more, I've had enough.
なんでここからが怖いところなのに。
There was more?
まあ、いっか。お前が怖がってくれたんなら。でも、あの光景はすごかったよ。もう見ていて楽しくて。
You actually watched it? Wait, that actually happened? I never wanted to hear a scary story from Minami ever again. I know, right? Let's see if there's a perspective change. No, we're with Reika now. Okay. Okay, so we saw Reika. Reika is grabbing her. She was going to possess her. And last time she ran, Seiya showed up, but Minami showed up this time. I had to rewind it.
これ、俺のなんだよね。知らなかった？
What do you mean, this is mine? So this is where the route branches off, and now we're going down Minami's route. So this is going to be different from now on, and chapter 5 is going to be different as well. Wait, we have a whole chapter. We may not include Minami's first chapter in this. It usually branches off in chapter 5. So I want to include chapter 5 in this, but I'm not going to include Minami's chapter 6 because that's going to be really long. Minami kicked Reika away as he spoke. Oh, goodness. So violent. Reika flew back and rolled onto the open train. Bye. The door shut and the train departed as if nothing unusual had happened.
姫を守るナイトさながらって感じ？
You're a terrifying prince. Or knight, whatever he said. The intimidating aura vanished, replaced by a smile. Why?
あ、お前を守るって言ったじゃん。
True, he said that back at the school. I thought he was only talking about saving my soul for himself. But now his actions seemed, to me at least, driven by more than self-interest. Okay, sure. For a single moment, more like a millisecond, you were like a knight.
あれあれミサちゃん頭どうかしちゃったの？
What's with that disappointed face? You started this night talk.
当たり前じゃん。俺は否定される存在でしかないんだから。
He's like, he wants to hear the opposite. He wants you to dislike him, but when you don't dislike him, he's like, gross. I got the feeling Minami wasn't used to sharing his emotions or enjoying his time with anyone other than himself, which is why he seemed to get flustered when I voiced approval or complimented him. I think I'm starting to understand you, Minami.
はあ？
Thank you, Minami. You really did save me just now.
まあ、それならいいんだけど。
Oh, he didn't turn it down? He didn't say gross? Oh my goodness. He laughed it off, but I could see his cheeks were slightly flushed.
なんだろうね。助けたり頼られたりすると変な気持ち。こういう心地よさって初めてで気持ち悪い。
This weird, gross, comfortable feeling. That's funny. He looked embarrassed. Is that just my imagination? Perhaps it was just the light of the red moon. But the more time I spent with Minami, the more I realized I might be able to see his true self. He was dangerous, but I found myself drawn in. I was filled with desire to learn more and more about him. Suddenly I felt dizziness overwhelm me. Felt weak and swayed.
お前、ちゃんと寝てないよね。そんなんじゃ死ぬよ。
Perhaps it was because I was filled with relief, but I really did feel sleepy. But I slept a lot after I came back from visiting my school, you know that.
眠ったからって全開すると思ってるわけ？ここの空気に触れ続けていればいくら眠っていても死ぬぞ。
They had said something similar before. I feel like I've been getting sleepier now. More quickly now.
カリファの木がある場所に行け。
What?
あの場所なら少しは空気が清廉で、お前の体にはいいだろう。
I'm surprised he suggested that. He must really do want her to stay alive. His suggestion caught me off guard. I know, right?
お前の魂は死んでからもらっても意味ないからな。ちゃんと生きてろ。
I think it's more than just that now. We're in chapter 4. Nami's expression was the most gentle I'd ever seen from him. He then turned and walked away. I feel much better now. I took in the soothing sound of the rustling leaves of the Khalifa tree. From the moment I stepped into the inner courtyard, my body felt rejuvenated. I think I'm starting to understand why that god sent me to hell, but... I mused, fiddling with the survey in my hands. But how do I get back home? What if Minami said was true? God wanted me to grow from this experience. I had assumed the burden God gave me was something I had to overcome. But what exactly am I overcoming? There was various possibilities, but most likely the one at this point was handling Minami. Yeah, I got it this playthrough. The burden of surviving hell was the common root bad end that we did. We're going to survive Minami. I wonder if Minami is my burden. Minami was trying to take my soul. He knew about the god that stalked me too. Maybe he really was my burden. I can't say for sure because my impression of Minami has been changing recently. I did see signs that he wasn't evil. In reality, he seemed to care about me, unlike his intimidating presence in dreams. If he was my burden, I must confront the wicked Minami who appears in my dreams. If I sleep, I'll see him there for sure. The Khalifa tree's presence made even the air of hell seem sweet. Just looking at it gave me peace. Maybe sleeping here will lessen Minami's evil power in my dreams. Hoping his evil nature would appear subdued by the air of the Khalifa tree, I closed my eyes and drifted off to sleep. As I fell into darkness, Minami's voice echoed in my mind.
お前から会いに来てくれるなんてこんなに嬉しいことはない。
Okay, we've seen the rest of it, so I'm just going to go ahead and go to chapter 5. Although I could, like, turn this into 2 different videos, I think I'm just going to keep it into one. Which means I'm not going to have time to edit it tonight because it's already 1 a.m. A little time had passed since we watched Rick aboard the train. Though I had done extensive research, I still hadn't found a way back to the mortal realm.
顔色が悪いようですが、やはり無理しているのでは？
This is starting out the same, so I'm going to skip until it's different. Alright, so we're going to go to check out Minami in the main street. I wandered around town searching for Minami, and when finally I found him. Minami?
ああ、見つかっちゃったか。
Were you hiding? Huh? You didn't want me to find you.
一人かくれんぼしてたんだ。お前の思考を読んで見つからないように隠れるっていう。
What in the world? Well, in that case, you lost Minami. I found you.
負けとかないから。言っただろ、一人かくれんぼって。これは俺だけの戦いってわけ。
That makes no sense at all.
まあ、せっかくだし、少しならお前に時間を割いてやってもいいよ。
This doesn't really seem like the time or place to tell him you're my burden, but perhaps the only thing I can do is talk with him to try and get to know him better. So what should we talk about? So this is when we create a save file to learn everything. So first we're going to talk about horns and Seiya and then address. I think we've already talked about Seiya though. I feel like we've talked about Seiya. I've always been curious, are those natural horns?
んなわけないじゃん。こんなのあったままだと寝返り打った時痛くて仕方ないだろう。
What, you just take them off then? Well, yeah, but... So you put them on?
その言い方もどうなの？お前、言葉のセンスないな。
Excuse me?
これはね、俺の大切な一部なの。悪魔って言ったら角じゃん？
Well, yeah, I guess.
これがあれば、見た目も悪魔ってわかるからね。
Huh? Did you say real demon? So, yeah, I'm also wondering if he actually is a demon because Seiya maybe think that he wasn't. It wasn't Seiya. It was in one of the dreams. In one of the dreams when he was conflicting with himself, he says something about he had to steal the soul to feel like a real demon as well, or something to that nature. He suddenly looked glum, and I felt something unexpected towards him. I wonder if there's a deeper meaning there. I'm sure there is. I wanted to ask him, but it felt like his expression had suddenly gone dark, so I decided to refrain from asking.
話は終わり？それじゃ、今度はお前と二人でかくれんぼね。
Let's go back up to the topic, and we're going to say Seiya. What kind of relationship do you have with Seiya? It doesn't seem to be good.
あ？お前何なの？俺と一緒にいるときに他のやつの話聞きたいわけ？
That seems like a bad idea.
それって失礼じゃない？普通一緒にいるやつの話を聞くだろう。それとも何？聖夜のことが好きなの？
No, I don't. I'm just curious, that's all.
あ、そう。それならいいけど、今度から話題には気をつけろよ。あんまりふざけたこと聞いてきたら、舌を噛み切ってやるから。
Oh my goodness. He seriously is the worst. Maybe it's best to refrain from talking about other people in front of Minami. I know, he's super possessive. Like, don't ask him anything about other guys.
話は終わり？それじゃ、今度はお前と二人でかくれんぼね。
Alright, now I'm going to ask what your address is. Where do you sleep, Minami?
何何俺んちが気になっちゃう
Not necessarily, but
聖夜のとこなんていないでうちに来てもいいんだよ。隣で眠ってあげるから。
oh really? You sleep next to her? Oh my goodness.
お前が寝入ったのがわかると俺もすぐ悪夢を見させられるからね。
No, thank you. Seriously?
すっごくいいところなのにな。盗んできたもので飾り立ててあって、それは楽しい空間だから。
I have all these things I've stolen on display. Things you've stolen?
うん、普通じゃん。自分で買うなんてばっからしいもん。
But what else would I do?
欲しいものは奪って手に入れた方が、手にした時の喜びもひとしよ。
Is that why you want to steal a piece of soul? It's a very Minami thing to say.
お前もすぐに聖夜から奪ってあげるから、楽しみに待っててね。家に連れて帰ってあげる。
Okay, that's a little bit cuter than stealing her soul. I'm going to steal you away from Seiya. Feeling in danger, I discreetly took a step back from him. Feeling in danger. Bye. That was cute.
話は終わり？それじゃ、今度はお前と二人でかくれんぼね。
Huh?
お前が鬼ってことで、俺のこと探してみて。
Hey, wait. Minami dashed off, ignoring my attempt to stop him. I came to talk, but now we're playing hide and seek. He was just dragging me along to help him pass time. I let out a heavy sigh. This Minami was my burden. I just wanted to get to know him and Incubi in general a little better. I doubt I'll be able to find him. Maybe I should just go talk to Seiya. If he finds out I went out to see Minami, he'd probably be upset. But aside from Seiya, I don't have anyone else out here I could talk to. Only Sayaka were here. Or my sister. What's your sister gonna say about it? But I was all alone. Oh. Hey, where are you? Come find me. Huh? I looked around. The voice I had heard sounded nearby, but I didn't see anyone calling out to me. Did I imagine it? The voice sounded familiar too. Yes, you're right on track. Ah. The voice was coming from inside my head, but it wasn't Minami's voice. Oh, it was my own. Wait, what's happening to me? Am I going crazy? Don't worry, I'm a figment of your imagination. You needed me, so here I am. I bet you it's Minami. Where is here? I tried communicating with the strange voice in my mind. Inside your heart. Your heart is tired, and we're in a tough situation, hence why I'm here. I really am going crazy. All I can do is lament the fact that it seemed I had already lost my mind. I had no idea I was actually this stressed. Don't be so hard on yourself. Besides, isn't it nice to have someone to talk to? She has a point, but I was unsure about accepting the situation. Enough of that. You're trying to find out more about Incubi, am I right? I don't have anyone to talk to. No, you don't need someone. What you need is a place, a private place, home to a hopelessly romantic former exorcist. Oh? I guess it's not Minami. He would never say go to Seiya. Ah, I see. No doubt Seiya's room at the HO would have books about gods and demons. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's go. I feel like her answering herself back and forth. Like, I'm trying to keep the voices separate, but in my head, I just feel like I'm arguing with myself. Right, good call. Still unsure about accepting the supernatural help inside my head, I found myself responding to it. Just as I thought. As I suspected, Seiya's room held many documents concerning demons and incubi. This is the perfect place to learn about Minami and demons too. Agreed. I reached for the documents, pondering which to read first when I noticed someone behind me.
そこに神隠しについての資料はありませんが、何を調べているのですか?
I knew it. He's gonna be like, stop snooping around. I turned around and there stood Seiya. I was so busy listening to my inner voice that I hadn't noticed him. I'm researching demons.
南ですか。 あのようなものに興味を抱いてはいけません。
I know, you want us to go home, but we're here to stay.
あなたが調べるべきなのは、写しよに帰る方法でしょ。
That's exactly why I'm researching it. The burden God gave me is Minami. I have to face down my demons, literally. If I understood how to deal with Minami, I might be able to find a way home. All this time I had been running from my dreams with Minami, too scared to face him. But I knew I couldn't continue like that. To overcome my burden, I had to stop running and confront it.
まあ、あなたがそう思うのであれば、そうなのでしょう。
Seiya spoke in a tone so low I almost didn't hear him, and then he sighed.
悪魔をどうにかする方法。古来より人間はさまざまな手を使って悪魔を退けてきました。
Seiya scanned the bookshelves before selecting one.
南は無魔。あれに立ち向かうなら、この資料が一番充実しています。
I flipped through the book and Seiya pointed me to a specific page. It contained information on incubi, a demon that invades dreams. The most familiar types are succubi and incubi.
南のような無魔は強い力を持ちません。人の魂を食らって力をつけていなければですが。
Though they gain strength from eating souls.
ええ、無魔に限らず悪魔全般の習性です。どういうわけか、あれらは人間の魂に惹かれるようで、大抵の場合、狡猾な手段を用いて魂の契約を持ちかけてきます。
That certainly seems to be the case. He said a lot to try to get me to give him my soul. But Minami still seems unsure about things, like there's still some humanity left within him or something. I haven't met any demons aside from Minami, but from what I've observed, he seemed to have emotions similar to humans.
本気でそう思っているのですか？
Yes, I do. That's what I've concluded from my time with Minami. I think for the time being, I'll do my best to get to know Minami. I want to try and understand him. Seiya appeared pained. He wore a pitying expression. Aw, I'm sorry, Seiya. I don't want to betray you. Seiya.
あなたはすでに悪魔の手中に落ちかけている。悪魔に同情をするなど狂気の沙汰。惑わされてしまったようですね。
But it's not like that at all. I think I can convince him to give up on taking my soul. I just...
本気で悪魔と対話ができると思っているのですか？
Man, look at his eyes. His harsh words left me speechless. Suddenly he grabbed me by the arm and took me to the back of the room and... What are you doing?
あなたを外に出すべきじゃなかった。閉じ込めて保護するべきだった。あなたは悪魔に騙されている。もっと気を配るべきでした。
What? No, I'm not being exploited. I just wanted to confront Minami.
まだ遅くはありません。目を覚まさせてあげましょう。
Are you gonna tell us secrets about him? Please just listen to me. Even though this is to help you return home, it seems Seiya won't listen to you. Even if he doesn't accept my plan right away, I'm sure he'll understand.
南を矜持だと捉えたあなたの解釈は素晴らしい。しかし、それだけです。今のような甘い考え方では、あれをどうにかすることはできません。ですから、私が代わりにやりましょう。
What are you planning to do to him? Are you going to exorcise him?
この隔離用の空気の中では悪魔払いはできません。ですが、方法なら他にもあるのですよ。安心してください。あれらのことは知り尽くしています。仕損じることなどありません。
Remove him? Please, I beg you, don't hurt him. Oh my goodness. He is not going to stand for it. Overflowing with emotion, I shook Seiya's hand off as hard as I could. You may know a lot about demons, but you don't know the first thing about Minami.
悪魔を肯定してはいけない。 強い心を持って抵抗し続けなければ悪魔に勝つことはできない。それが鉄則です。
Seiya has taken this even harder than he probably would have normally done because he was possessed by a demon in life, and that caused him to lose his father in the end, which now he, like, his biggest weakness is demons, is what he said in his root. I don't blame him. It's no good. Seiya's not going to accept a demon. This conversation is a waste of time. But I want Seiya to understand. He's always been by my side. He's always tried to help me. Yeah, but you know what I'm getting at. You've got to learn to face up to these things on your own. Maybe it is Minami. Maybe he tricked her to go there so she can get into this confrontation. For now, I need to warn Minami before Seiya does something drastic. Sorry, but I think it's best if I continue on my own from here, so... I pulled out the phone he gave me from my pocket. And I placed it on his desk. I'm returning this. Thank you for letting me borrow it. I turned my back on Seiya and walked away. I have to resolve this on my own. Well, not totally alone. You've got me after all. You're right. I reached for the doorknob. Then I felt a strong grip on my hand as something cold wrapped around my wrist. Uh-oh. Are you handcuffing her? Oh my goodness. Huh? I looked down to see handcuffs on my wrist. Wow. Seiya yanked me back, securing the other end around a pole. I was speechless. I know, right?
あなたを救うためならば、どんなことでもしましょう。
So going down this route, Seiya seems like a bad guy, but if you still read the common route entirely, like, he's falling for her this whole time, even if you don't do any of his affection ups. So, he may look like a bad guy, but I truly believe he is trying to protect her. Like, he didn't protect Yui, and he vowed to protect Misa at all costs, and he's resorted to drastic measures now.
それがたとえ、あなたに恨まれることでも。
His tone was calm but left no room for argument. Seiya quietly walked to the cabinet, pulling a key from his coat and unlocked it. He opened a drawer, revealing a small handgun. A wave of dread washed over me. Look at those eyes. His eyes were dark, seemingly void of life. It was as if he were looking into pure darkness.
これは悪しき魂を消滅させる特別な銃。本来は HO の業務で使用する特別なものなのですが。
Man, he's handcuffing her and he's gonna go destroy Minami while she sits there and waits.
南程度の悪魔なら、あるいは消せるかもしれません。
He said that entirely too happy. He spoke with a smile, looking like an entirely different person. Why is he smiling? It seemed as though his obsession with demons had driven him mad. No, his obsession with you has driven him mad. They had placed the pistol in his breastcoat pocket and strolled towards the exit. Please wait, can't we discuss this? No, absolutely not. As though my words and voice couldn't reach him, Seiya left the room. This is bad, Minami's in danger. However, my arm was secured firmly to the pillar. I have to find a way to warn him. You know how to get in touch with him, right? I know, go to sleep. Oh, I guess I do. Minami is an incubus after all. It's funny. I closed my eyes and tried breathing slowly. It's no good if I rush, I've got to calm down. Sleep did not come easily, and yet I felt as though I was being drawn into a dream.
ああ、かくれんぼが台無しじゃん。
Is that where he's
でも
hiding?
俺のために眠りにつくお前は気持ちが悪くて大好き。
It's sweet and gross.
今、迎えに行くから。待っててね、ミサちゃん。
Aww, he's gonna come rescue her. Door's not locked this time, you can open it. You sure were stupid for sleeping for me. If it was you from before, I wouldn't have believed it. All to save a demon like me. How could you be so dumb? How could you be so kind-hearted? Why are you so kind to me? Oh.
お前は本当に俺をイライラさせるよ。
Pissing you off. Where is he hiding? He's obviously not talking to her in his dream. Was he hiding in Seiya's room? Because that would be kind of funny. But still, this is such a cute picture. I love it so much. He's really close to her, wrapping his arm around her and everything. Oh my goodness. I had plans for a soul pact with you, and then some pretty pesky god decides to fall in love with you. Oh? A god fell in love with her? That's new. We knew he cared, but... You blocked Seiya when he tried to take me out, and now you go and do this and worry me. There you are, sleeping peacefully like an angel. It's my golden opportunity, and yet I can't do anything.
俺の方がバカかもな。
Once. Just this once, I'll make an exception. I never asked for her help, but Misa tried to save me. I owe her for that. So for now, I'll just let her sleep.
どうしてあんなことしたんだよ。あんなことされたら。
I'll end up having feelings for you.
頼むから。もう俺のために何かしないで。そうじゃないと。お前に惹かれちゃうから。
I don't want to feel like this. It's so aggravating. Yet she's so adorable. I loved that CG. I loved it so much. Oh my goodness. Chapter 5 was so much shorter than I thought it was going to be. Because I started recording at like 40 minutes in, and it's been... I guess it's been another 30 minutes, but still, that's pretty short. But we have a CG, so I don't have to use one from chapter 1. Anyway, poor Seiya, I feel so bad. But since it's going into Minami's chapter now, or Minami's route, I'm guessing that nothing's gonna happen with the gun. I mean, maybe it'll continue in the next one, or it's just gonna kind of leave off, I don't even know. Please don't let Seiya be the bad guy in this. Like, please, I don't want Seiya to be the bad guy. He's gonna oppose them, I know, but hopefully that's like short-lived, because I really don't want I don't want her to hurt Seiya anymore. She's already hurt Seiya enough. She rejected him at his house. She turned to Minami. He locked her up. He's gonna go kill Minami, and I just can't take it anymore. Anyway, that's it for this episode. If you guys did enjoy, drop a like down below and or subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.